So this has been a fun series.
Oh
Oh,
my Lanta.
I will admit I was nervous after game 1 though with I felt like Edmonton was really taking the series after that game. It just felt like that.
It was
I know it
game
went
one
to
was with
overtime, but still.
yeah. I'm trying to I know it went over there, but did Edmonton come out with a lead and then Florida clawed back? Was that what it was?
Yes.
I have last night's game so firmly in my
Really.
head.
Yeah, because that one was the most memorable in the sense of just what the fuck.
Game one, there wasn't a whole lot of but it was a fun game. It was what 4-3 was the final, and went to overtime, and overtime the fight in the Stanley Cup final was just awesome.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like a
It was just a hockey
discombobulated.
game.
Yeah, it wasn't there were no fireworks, there's nothing crazy. I felt like even the, overtime itself was exciting, but it wasn't like, "Oh my god," you know, but you're still on the edge of your seat waiting to see what happens.
Yeah, it didn't feel like Florida's type of game. It felt
No,
more Edmonton.
it
Not
felt like
all
Florida
the
played
dirtiness,
their
but
game
yeah,
until overtime.
yes. And but yeah, game 1 made me go, this might be Edmonton's year. This is it. Game 2, that one, it felt a little bit more like, okay, Florida's starting to be Florida again with their game. That going into a double overtime as well was just made it a fun game. Made it fun. Like it was like cool.
It
All
was
these games are going to go into overtime apparently.
yeah, 2 game 2 was just a good hockey game.
Yes.
Like, not without its, chippiness, like, they were both teams were taking advantage of each other, things got rough, but it was just a really fun hockey game to watch.
Hmm.
And then there was game 3.
Yeah, and game 3, I feel like kind of put a wrench into how I felt like the series was going. Um,
I did like, you had to, like, assume, like, that eventually there was gonna be one,
oh yeah, but
like,
oh
it
my
it was
god,
going to happen. I expected to get this bad until, like, game 7. If this
yeah.
was game 7, it makes total sense.
Well, and, like, I knew Skinner was eventually going to run out of his good
His fairy dust.
yeah,
He stopped drinking Mike's special stuff.
something. Like,
Yeah.
I knew it was gonna eventually happen, and I was like, "Okay, it's happening in this game." And but I did not expect the absolute chaos of just dirty on dirty on dirty plays that were just happening.
And chaos is the polite term for it. Like, it
Yeah,
was
that I just could not believe how
like, I saw this game once before. It was the season finale of the first season of Shoresy. It's that entire game was just give them the Lumber Boys, and they just beat the shit out of each other.
Oh gosh, it was like I felt like every few like towards the end of it, just every few seconds, an Edmonton Oiler was getting kicked out.
It's really what it seemed I got disappointed at the end, though, because I started counting Oilers players on the bench, and I think at a certain point, I had, like, 11 players still left in the game, but then I looked at the penalties, I'm like, "They only threw out 8 total." I'm like, that math doesn't math."
It feels like some of them just went into the locker room
I
because
think some of them did, yeah.
yeah, we're just like fuck it.
It was insane.
They
It was so much fun. Like, luckily, like, no one got hurt. Like,
yeah.
that's the saving grace, but, like, Darnell Nurse got the shit beat out of him.
Oh god, yes.
It's like so that's always fun.
Yeah. Uh
And
they,
that was only, like, real fight, which is surprising. But the Panthers got under the Oilers' skin.
oh they
Like,
did.
oh my god, like, they are living rent free
Oh yeah.
in their heads.
And but then you watch all the, like, the because we just kinda got a brief summary of what
Yeah.
like, what happened in that game, and you watch all the little antics, though, that Edmonton pulled, like, to try to get under their skin, but it just seemed like it just because it
It
wasn't
didn't
bothering
work.
them, it didn't work, so it was just bothering the Oilers, and it was just elevating their anger at that team, and it just, like
You have 3 of the biggest rats in the league
mhm.
on the same team, like, they're 100% just in the locker room between periods before games, just going like, "Don't give in.
Yeah,
Don't" they're like, "Push, push, push. Do not retaliate. No matter what you do, just don't
and
retaliate."
it was just shocking that none of them did.
Marshawn, Bennett, Kachuk, they're the kings of accidentally on purpose, and it's working in their favor so well, it's amazing.
It just Oh, it was fun to watch. It really was, and, like, at they got to the point with the game where they weren't even putting Draisaitl or McDavid in anymore. Like, they weren't even on
They
the
had to at the end because they ran out
yeah.
of players.
They
It's
had but they were, like, not putting them out as much, and it was just like, "Ooh, things are bad."
truthfully, like, it turned into that Oilers Kings game from the end of the season where,
The B where they were playing their B squad.
yeah, the B squad and just trying to injure people. Like, that's all the
Mhm.
Oilers were doing.
Yeah, somebody did post on Twitter being like, "So Janelle was right."
But it was.
It really was. That's who they were putting out, and they were definitely looking for blood, and some of the stuff that they were doing was not okay, and yeah, you're going to get caught. I think Kane was being like, they're playing just as dirty as we are, but they're just getting away with it, and it's like,
They're
"What?"
antagonizing. The Oilers are falling for it. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it
awesome.
which is gonna be the downfall for them for this series. If
They
they
can't keep a cool head. Yeah.
yeah, and that they are the Oilers are very hot-headed player. They're very hot-headed. You got Perry, Kane, Nurse. Like they're hot-headed. It was getting Bouchard. Bouchard
Wallman,
was
yeah.
yeah. Wallman is yeah. He
I'm shocked
exploded
he
in that
didn't get
game.
thrown out of the game.
Yeah,
He
he was.
when it was the 3rd period, it was when almost all of this was the 3rd period.
Yeah.
But when, don't remember who went down into the crease. Like, I just wanna say Bennett naturally because he's always the one in the crease, but it wasn't him this time, and,
Yeah.
uh, Klingberg wrapped his arm around the
Yes.
Panthers player, started skating backwards to get him out of the crease.
And
A play you see done every hockey game.
yeah,
It
yeah.
it it happens
It's
every time. What
every
you
time.
don't see is a teammate using the player being held as a fucking punching bag
Yeah,
and just kept rocking this guy in the face. Like that, he should have been thrown out immediately,
he
and
should have.
I
He
think he
got
just got a penalty.
he got fined today
Mm.
for that.
Did he?
Yeah, it was 5,000. He got the
That
most.
so for Wallman, that might be more than a drop in the bucket,
But
but
he's now been fined $10,000 in just this series.
which means what? Fines don't work. The Department of Player Safety is a joke.
Yeah,
Don't fine someone for you can't do that. That's a
no,
suspension. That is
yeah,
100% a suspension.
oh yeah, but it Wallman definitely was just taking cheap shots in that game, and I there
Woman and
and
nurse both.
yeah, and McDavid said that, like, after the game, he's like, "We haven't that was definitely not our best," and he's like, "I don't think we've played our best this whole series," and it's like, "Well, you're not going to if that shit keeps happening.
Yeah.
You guys keep getting so bothered by the Panthers," which I can like, Marchand is a shit talker. He can like, he knows how to get under people's
Yeah.
skin.
He
That's
is
just
king wreck.
yeah. So you're gonna have to try to tune him out the best you can to make it through. But again, Oilers are not good at tuning that stuff out.
They take
They're
it all personal.
they really do. They really do. And like Perry can't get over the whole turtling shit. And it's like, dude, like, yeah, some kid's gonna want to protect himself when you're beating the crap, going for his head. Like, come on. Like, you're a
Yeah,
40-year-old
garbage
old
human being.
man. Calm down.
Honestly, Perry should probably be on the Panthers because out of all of them, like he's the least dirty. He is just he's a rat. Yeah.
He is.
He's the worm. Like he's not.
Mhm.
He'll finish shit if he has to, but he likes to just instigate and get it going
Oh yeah.
as
Yeah.
opposed to Kane or Nurse.
Yeah.
So yeah. Perry next season he's gonna be a Panther.
I believe it. I believe him going to the Panthers,
Yeah,
honestly.
and he'll go to another Stanley Cup, and then next year the Panthers will lose. So it's
Yeah. Oh, that's how they lose. They're okay.
that's
We
how
gotta
the
send
dynasty ends.
yeah,
You have
we
Corey
send
Perry,
Perry there.
41-year-old Corey Perry.
Gosh, yeah. There's how like there was that moment. Oh, was it what round was that? That was round two with McDavid and Draisaitl where they looked at each other after a loss. And like after that moment that they looked at each other, things just exploded for that team. And they were doing so well. And that's how they got into the finals. Well, after this loss, they didn't even glance at each other and they were like feet apart from each other.
Just like this is a shit. What are we doing here? They had to have been embarrassed.
I am kind of sad. I'm like that we are not getting McDavid in season 2 for Face Off for him to be yelling, "Lock the fuck in."
We're getting Matthew Tkachuk, so cameras there filming everything.
I know, but I want the sequel to Lock the Fuck In.
What the fuck was that? I don't know what you guys did out there, but it wasn't hockey.
Oh,
It was an embarrassment.
but you're right, it definitely reminds me of the last game of the season against the Oilers.
Yeah,
Like, regular
it's just
season, not playoff.
they're
Yeah.
like, "We're not gonna play hockey. We're just gonna beat you up."
Perry got the 1 goal for Edmonton, and then it felt like they didn't even try after that.
McDavid, like, tried to do a couple McDavid things,
Yeah.
but I'm having a hard time this series noticing him unless he's doing McDavid stuff, if that makes sense.
No, I get what you're
Like, the
saying.
the fear of him just being on the ice isn't there,
It isn't.
and that's I mean, he very well could come around, next game, just be like, "Oh, really?" And just score 5
Yeah.
goals.
I know what we talked about last night, like, if what day we wanna record, and I'm like, "It's probably gonna go into overtime," and it didn't go into overtime, so
It still went like 8:15, that counts,
yeah, yeah. I feel like I constantly contradict what's gonna happen.
but it was, man, that was so much fun.
It was a fun game, and if
If
that's
it's 3
gonna
more
be
games of that, yeah.
yeah. So we still need Edmonton to win 1 more game for you to get your Panthers in 6.
Yeah, it might be Panthers at 5 at this point.
Yeah.
Jesus,
Which that would be
that would be awesome.
I'm just
That would mean
staring.
that the Leafs did better against the Panthers than the Oilers.
Yeah. Um, so obviously they pulled Skinner eventually after 5 goals, and they put Picard in. Or Pickard. I always want to say
Pickard?
Picard. It's Pickard. And would you start Pickard for game 4?
No.
No.
No,
Mm,
I think because Skinner got pulled game 1 against the Oilers, or was it game 2? Sorry, with against the Kings. Oh, it was game 2, wasn't it?
it
Yeah,
was game 2.
because that was the 6-2 game.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess maybe. I think because of the type of game that it was, you
Mhm.
can't really blame Skinner for a whole lot of that. He got no support from his teammates,
He didn't. That
like none whatsoever.
none, yeah.
So it's I truthfully I can see them going either way. It worked in round 1.
Mhm.
They were down 2 games, put Pickard in, win the series. Um, and this time they already have 1 in hand. They only need to win 3 more.
Yeah.
So I can see them doing it, but I think because of just what a shit show last night was, that
They'll
they
give him
might
another
give Skinner
chance.
1 more chance, but it's short leash.
Yeah.
Super short leash.
Oh, yeah. It could be the situation where after he lets in just 2 goals in the first period, and they're like, "Okay, you're out of here."
Yeah, I think if he lets in 2 in the first, he's gone.
Yeah.
If he
'Cause
lets in 1 too early in the game.
oh, yeah. 30 seconds in.
Yeah, because the Panthers scored pretty
It was 55
early
seconds,
into
I
it.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that happens again, yeah, he's out. 56, you're close. Oh,
Oh, I was off
how
by a
dare you?
second.
56 by future Conn Smythe winner, Brad Marchand.
Oh, yeah. There a lot of people already started to speculate that he might be and you called
I
it.
said it last week. Yeah.
You called it last week that
He's got 4 goals in 3 games, power play,
Mhm.
shorthanded, an overtime game winner. Yeah, that's come on.
That's a great candidacy for that. Honestly, it really is. Like
He's been so good,
he's been really good and he's been a key player for the Panthers this playoff run.
and he's the trade acquisition. He's the new
Mhm.
guy who came in and galvanized an already galvanized team.
Mhm.
Like it's just give it to him.
Yeah. Boston fans are really upset.
They should be. Oh man, I would be livid if
Yeah.
I was a Bruins fan.
Oh yeah. They traded away their captain for a pick
For a bag of pucks, and then he's gonna go on and win the cup,
and
potentially.
because and he did a lot of the lifting for it too. Like he scored so many important goals. Like I would be pissed as a Boston fan too. But he's
Poor
deserving.
Bruin.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who are delusional thinking that he'll go back to the Bruins right after this.
No, there's very unfounded rumors, but rumors nonetheless, and I hope they're true. He goes to Toronto and just the Leaf killer is now a Leaf. Him and Sam Bennett both actually are rumored to go there. Sam Bennett probably won't, but
Yeah, a lot of Kings fans want Bennett, which I can see why.
you want him for the playoffs. But
Yeah.
he's the Corey Perry though. Like he's someone like as the Panthers aren't in the division, so I
Mhm.
don't really care.
Yeah.
But like if he played for the Ducks, we would fucking hate this
Oh,
guy.
100%.
But then he comes to the team, we're like, ah, no, it's fine. But I don't know, he crosses that accidentally on purpose. Like it's almost a joke now when I watch a game and I'm like, oh, a player fell down in the crease. Oh, yeah, it's Sam Bennett. Like it's there's
When
certain points that come on. Like there's no more
but
benefit of
that's
the doubt, which he still got a goal. Game two, yeah, it had to be game two, where he fell down accidentally on purpose in the crease, and then the goal counted. I don't know if it should have, but it did. But it's
he there are definitely moments where he accidentally falls down. But then there are times like the last game, he was pushed. He was definitely,
sometimes he is pushed
definitely
because he
pushed.
is there, but it's
Yeah.
although not
And
on the power play, which is really weird. I noticed every time he was on the power play, he's on the wall. Like he spends the 80% of the game in the crease. Like you take him out for that? It made
that
no sense.
that is a weird thing. He did have a beautiful goal though yesterday.
He did.
That was a really nice
He
goal
had
for
a
him.
really nice goal.
Yeah. That
He's
was
a
the
good
breakaway.
player. It's just it's I wouldn't mind him on the team, but at the same time, like I don't know if I want to defend him on the team for however many years.
Kinda like how now Ducks fans are having to do that with Truba.
I love a rough player, but I
Mhm.
try to keep myself, when it comes to the tough calls, the interference, the roughing, the hits, that may or may not be legal. I try to be non-biased about them. I'm like, how would I feel if I was a fan of the other team?
Yeah,
And it would just be so much work to do that with Sam Bennett. Just every game. It's like, "Yeah, the goaltender interference." I'm like, yeah, but was it? Yes, it was. But he's wearing a Kings jersey, so I don't mind. But then he
yeah,
has this reputation now, so eventually the calls are gonna stop coming, and the team will never get or whatever team he's on won't get those calls anymore.
that is
It's bound to happen. Just the boy who cried interference.
yeah, it will happen, which then that's also not a good reason to have him on your team. Oh, but who knows where they'll end up after this. Right now, all the Florida Panthers and they're getting under that Edmonton Oilers skin. It's really funny looking at the scores going from 4-3 Edmonton, 5-4 Florida, and then to 6-1 Florida.
The
Yeah, like it just the complete drop off of Edmonton. Um, I really did think though with game one and even game two, I'm just like, well, fuck, this is Edmonton's taking this series. I'm like, they are winning it. This is this shitty. A lot, obviously, the Kings for some reason had to come back up when it was in this series because that's what apparently has to happen. They brought them up in the broadcast, being like, yeah, and then with against the LA Kings, and just like just completely shitting on us, and Hiller being blamed for the Oilers being this far, and it's just like,
the team that everyone picked to win that series. Yeah, okay, you guys were wrong too. Yeah.
yeah, like it but I did think that they with those first two games that this was going Edmonton's way. Now I'm just like it's leaning more Panthers.
Yeah, it's hard to not think that they're gonna win this.
Yeah.
But I mean, last year Edmonton did,
They did.
went down 3-0, came back to game 7. So it's you cannot count them out, but they didn't have a game like this last year.
No, they didn't.
Like it's every game was close if I remember correctly. Like there was nothing if there was a multi-goal win, it was only like 2, not a 5-goal lead.
Different. Yeah. And none of those goals that came from Florida were empty netters too. Like that's
Oh, it's awesome.
that's what's crazy. Like you can't be like, yeah, well, it was really this much because Edmonton pulled our goalie to try to score a goal, which I freaking called in game two, actually. Like that none of those six of those goals were an empty netter. Those all came against a goalie, and like that is just it's crazy that's a blowout against the Oilers.
Trying to look at the whew, yeah. So Stuart Skinner's save percentage was 783.
Ouch. Game 2, I was
It
at
barely played a period, but even the 875.
game 2, I was talking to somebody, and I was like, "Oh, well, okay." I'm like, they're like, "Who's winning the game?" I'm like, "Florida is," and I'm like, "But it's this amount of time left in the period, well, in the game. Edmonton's probably going to pull their goalie any moment now so that they can get an extra attacker on the ice, and then of course Edmonton's then going to score a goal because they're really good at that, like for the extra attacker and getting a goal." Sure enough, that happened, and I was just like, "Yep." It's almost like I watched this team way too much.
You also watched them do it the game before.
Yeah. Like, it's just they're good at that. They are good at pulling the goalie, having the extra attacker, and scoring a goal. That is something that I think a lot of other teams struggle with. I know the Kings do for sure. So,
Yeah.
like, but they are really good at it. It's almost kind of like they actually probably do a lot of drills for it.
They did it with what, 17 seconds left in the first game? I think is when they tied it up to send it to overtime.
Let me look.
Let's see, I got it.
Oh,
Boo, 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 boo. I've gone back and forth between the 3 games. I should just open up separate tabs at this point.
no.
Matthias Ekholm.
And that was at 6:33.
Oh, no, it's the overtime that I'm thinking of.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
Draisaitl got
less
that.
than a minute left in overtime.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it has 11 goals in this playoff series.
Jeez.
Oh, it's more than that. That's as of game 1. So he's at
Uh,
least at 12.
Perry is the one who got it within 17 seconds in third period in game 2.
Game 2. Okay, so all right, so
Yeah. You
just getting
were
confused.
yeah, yeah. But then Marchand scored the overtime goal for that game.
Yeah, he did.
So,
God, I wanted it so badly. It would be so good. 'Cause it's not
uh,
just gonna piss off Boston fans, like, it's gonna piss off Leaf fans, it's gonna piss
it's
off
gonna piss off
Senators fans, it's
so many
so
people.
many people.
So many people. Like, I know so
Tampa
many
fans, like, it's
Kings fans who don't like him. Like, there's so many Kings fans that don't like him, but
I
they're all like loving him right
yeah.
now because he's possibly one of the big guys who is gonna just destroy
He's
series for
one of those
them.
guys 10 years ago, I could like,
Oh
"Come on
yeah.
over. Come on
Oh
over."
really? I would take him now over when he was younger because when he was licking people's faces, I was like, that's gross, dude.
Oh, it's gross, but I was still like, that's the clips. I'm like, "Did
But
you see what happened last night? Look at this fucking guy."
yeah, yeah, the
'Cause he
licking
would
the
lick
face.
someone's face and then he'd score like 3 points. So it's he's not scoring the 3 points a night anymore. So he's slowed down. I don't He's rarely scored 3 points a night. But let's see. Florida Panthers so far, Sam Bennett, 20 games this playoffs, 14 goals, 6 assists, 20 points, 42 penalty minutes,
That was that was another thing from last night's game.
while averaging 17.
140 penalty minutes in last night's game.
That's
140. You don't get playoff hockey like that anymore.
2.5 games worth of penalties.
Yeah, you don't get playoff hockey like that anymore. That's really rare. Interesting.
Panthers Chiefs game as the Hanson brothers came on the ice and just started going to town.
This is an interesting article, like title Bennett's case for the Conn Smythe.
I mean, he has one too. He's got 20 points in 20 games. That's
Those are two guys that just you wouldn't really think Conn Smythe probably before this series started or before even the playoffs started. You would have never been like Bennett or Marchand are going to win the Conn Smythe.
oh, sounds like Marchand's going to win the Conn Smythe. I'm like, oh, cool. It's 2015 again. Playing the other Florida team in the Stanley Cup final. Like it's
Yeah.
that would have made sense.
Yeah.
This one, no, absolutely not.
It's such a very weird.
And that's why I need it to happen. Like I can't name every Conn Smythe winner for the past 10 years. I will never forget this one if he wins it.
I can't either in the past 10 years. I'm like, what's yeah, like we're out of the 10 years of the LA Kings, so I can't tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can assume most of them, but
Like I know last year's for sure.
yeah, I won't forget that
Yeah.
one either. That was pretty good.
That one's a good one. Just because it's funny, which is so sad that that's
Like,
how
do you
it's
remember who won for
remembered.
Vegas?
No.
I think it was Marchessault. I think that's who got it, but I could be wrong. It was Marchessault or it wasn't Carlson. Yeah, it had to have been him.
I don't know. It was I don't yeah, I don't remember who it was for Vegas. Did Vegas win again?
2 years ago, 23.
2023. Oh gosh, why is it wanting to give me 2024? I put in 2023. Rude.
It's amazing is that the Oilers still outshot the Panthers.
You were right. Sorry, it was just
Outshot them.
really yeah, it was really funny because the article that came up with it was McDavid winning last year. Yeah. So it was
So 22, 122. Colorado, I would assume McKinnon,
no,
but it could
the
have been
other
Cale
really
Makar. Yeah.
yeah, I was like the other really good Avalanche player.
Then I think it was 21 and 20 were the Tampa years. So Kucherov and then Vasilevsky before him, I think.
Okay, no. Lasky was 2021. 2020 was somebody else.
Point?
What?
No, Hedman.
Yeah.
All right.
I could have told you 2019. That one I could have definitely said.
Petrangelo? No?
No.
Who else? Oh, was it fucking Bennington?
No.
Who else was on the fucking team?
He's not on that team anymore.
Oh, it was Ryan O'Reilly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I see the picture of him sleeping with the trophy on the plane.
Yeah. And then the next three, like you should probably
So that's Ovechkin, Crosby.
yes.
That one I know. And then so it's 18, 17, 16, 15, Patrick Kane or Duncan Keith.
Duncan Keith.
Hey, I'll take that. You know what?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's close enough. Yeah.
That was pretty good. And then the year after that makes it 11. So, but
Justin Williams. Yeah.
Yep.
That one I know.
That one.
But I don't know 13. 13, I'll go Patrick Kane or Jonathan Taves.
Kane.
Probably Patrick Kane. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
Jonathan Quick.
Yeah.
And before that, time doesn't matter. So
yeah. Because then we get in 2011. It was the Bruins player who won.
Bergeron? No.
No.
Chara?
No.
Oh, Tim Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like some of these should make so much more sense.
But they don't. Like Connor McDavid for 2024. Oh gosh. Yeah. But so maybe this year will also be a memorable. But
Would be my only other acceptable Conn Smythe winners is once again the Panthers win and Connor McDavid wins the Conn Smythe.
and again, I would love that would have been when I would be happy that if he was in season 2 of the season.
Or I'll settle for Leon Draisaitl.
That would actually be kind of like even funnier just because the fact that like McDavid won it 2024 and the Draisaitl gets in 2025 and they still don't have a cup.
Watching these games,
yeah,
and all the Oilers hockey that we've been forced to watch the past, this off season.
We've had to watch way too much Oilers.
Am I crazy for thinking that Draisaitl's probably actually the better player?
You were not.
Like McDavid does McDavid things that no one else can do, but just like the all around better player.
Yeah.
Like I think I would take Draisaitl.
Yeah.
Like he's better on defense. He stands out more than McDavid does.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. I was watching wasn't a whole lot of good to take from the Oilers game yesterday, but I'm just like, Draisaitl looks good.
I have always thought that Draisaitl was the better player than McDavid. I just didn't know if other people would agree with me on that. Just because, like you said, he's all around the better player. Like McDavid does some incredible things and he's talented, but Draisaitl is actually good at the game.
Yeah. Like it's and the crazy thing is like McDavid still probably has another gear to show us some other stuff that we haven't seen. Like it's like he's still just a human highlight reel.
Yeah.
But like if I'm starting a team from scratch, I think I'm taking Draisaitl. And at this point, it'll save you, $1 million or $2 or $3.
Yeah.
I know he's making $14 million. Jesus Christ.
I would take Draisaitl over McDavid. 100%.
But doesn't matter. Draisaitl doesn't go to Boston.
That's where you think he's ending up?
Yeah.
That's an interesting take.
Marco Sturm, new head coach and fellow German.
Well,
when before Draisaitl signed his current deal and the Sharks were looking for a coach,
yeah,
Marco Sturm was in talks to get that job, and from all accounts he came very close. Like he was the number 2 guy. And a lot of speculation on if Marco Sturm would have gotten that job, that Draisaitl would have considered. Like he wouldn't have immediately opted to go to San Jose, but might not sign the 8-year deal in Edmonton. 2 or 3 or 5, try to win, and then go play there. But aside from Marco Sturm, I think Boston has a fair amount of Germans in their office, and they're on their coaching staff, so, like, it's lots of people are just connecting dots that's where Draisaitl will end up. So having Draisaitl, Pastrnak on the line together is gonna be a lot of fun.
That actually would be a lot of fun to watch. Are you gonna break up the McDavid Draisaitl team?
I really wish they would stop pretending that those guys play on separate lines. At the start of the last game, they're like, "Well, we got the lineups here. They're starting on a separate line. We know at some point tonight." I'm like, "Yeah, like the second shift." Like, it's who are we kidding?
That's no, it's frustrating that they do that. It's kind of like you can't. Maybe there needs to be a rule change. If you have lines set, you have to play them for at least like a certain amount of shifts before you can start changing things.
That would be interesting.
Because we know this every single time. They don't start McDavid and Draisaitl together. They don't start Perry up there with them. Like they are all on their own lines, and then they play one shift, and then bam, they're all together. And it's like, why are we mixing it up so soon? What is the like? What was wrong with McDavid being on his own line, away from Draisaitl? So making them have to play a certain amount of shifts together, if you have those lines set as your lines for the night, they have to play for a little bit, like a certain amount together before you can just be like, let's see, this is not working, let's scramble it up.
I think that's a good idea. So this article is from yesterday morning.
Uh-huh.
So this probably doesn't include last night's game. But McDavid and Draisaitl have played 167 minutes together at 5-on-5 in 18 games.
What the fuck?
So they're playing the entire game together. And that's
Yeah.
just 5-on-5. That doesn't include the fact that they played the entire power play together.
Yeah.
So it's
Well, and power play is a
just
different line. 5-on-5 is like the lines that real. If they said that they weren't playing on the same line together, they wouldn't be playing 5-on-5 together like for this long.
this does say that they've played like an hour and 50 minutes, or sorry, 150 minutes away from each other. But yeah, 167 minutes together just seems, I don't know, those guys play together. Just leave it at that. Like, quit
Yeah.
pretending that they don't. Just start the game like it's if you want to make changes, do it later.
Yeah. I
Like
I
I
think
don't understand the point of like, let's take our big guns and spread them out. Then maybe we can, put them together later on if we need it. No, get the goals early.
yeah. Why are you doing that? You
Or as a
shouldn't have
Kings
to
fan, you know what? Yes, do put them on separate lines.
keep them on separate lines. As a Kings fan.
As Kings fans, like put them on separate teams.
Yes. Let's break this shit up.
Try some.
Cuz yeah, we know the Kings can be a team without at least one of them on that team. Cuz they're not as good as they think they are.
Just don't get me wrong. I want, but then it's like when the Kings do finally win, like, yeah, but we didn't have this guy or that guy. I'm like, just gonna be
They're,
such a pain in
you
the
know
ass.
what? Oilers fans are always going to make up an excuse. They're always going to be upset about something. Like they are. I I luckily haven't seen too many Oilers fans on Twitter with these past 3 games, but like they're already like even before last night's game, we're just bitching about the refs and being like, here we go again, the refs being against us, and it's like you guys always think the refs are against you. I know most fans have those games where you think the refs are always against you, but like they consistently always think the refs are against them. And they also think that Gary Bettman hates the Oilers.
So I think they're not wrong with that. I just think it's outdated.
Yeah.
I think Gary Bettman did hate the Oilers,
Yes.
um, which is
But
proof that the draft is not rigged because they got McDavid.
ever since they have gotten McDavid, I think Bettman really likes the Oilers. Because why would you make McDavid like the face of the NHL?
Exactly. Yeah, it's at the very least he likes McDavid. So
Yeah. So why would
he
he rig the refs to make the
now
team constant?
the refs, on the other hand, I will give them. Oilers fans aren't wrong with that.
They aren't wrong, but they aren't right.
No, but it's Connor McDavid does draw so many penalties that are not
Oh,
called in every game. Like, they probably
okay.
call a third of what
But
they
okay,
should.
what game was it? Was it last night's game where he was holding McDavid was holding one of the Florida Panthers stick, holding it, just
Yeah,
sitting
I would
there
be
holding it.
surprised.
Yeah, because that's what McDavid does. But the Panther got the penalty, not McDavid.
You can't use last night as any example for
I don't think it was last night.
penalties one way or the other.
I don't think it was last night. I think it was game 2. I actually think it was
Game
game
2 would
2.
make more sense.
Let me look at the penalties on that because I think it was game 2.
I'd
That's
have to
where
watch it because it could be, player goes for a slash, McDavid just grabs the stick,
it could be. Maybe it wasn't game 2. Yeah, I thought it was. Huh. Maybe I'm just mixing them up in my head now at this point.
Yeah, last night's yeah, nothing good comes from last night's officiating. They
Oh
should have
no.
started throwing players out in the second period.
Okay, so it was third. I think it was yeah, it was last night's game. It was third period. It was Marchand hooking against McDavid, but McDavid was holding the stick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
There
how
was
you
no
gotta get the
hooking
call.
involved. They like McDavid was just holding it. And that was in the third period. So like that game was already
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the ref just going to fucking whatever, Brad, go take 2.
There was only
He's
one
like, "You've done
penalty in the
enough.
second
You're
period.
carrying this team on your back."
Only one penalty in the second period.
Yeah, shocking. Again, that's why, like, the refs should like,
4, 5,
I watched that
6,
game.
7,
There were
8.
a lot of penalties in the second period. They just didn't
There
call
was
any of them.
there was 8 in the first.
Yeah, that's why they didn't call it because it got out of hand in the first period. They were trying to reset things. It's like, all right, guys, let's calm it down. We've called enough periods, enough penalties. Like it's a playoff game. We can't have 8 penalties in the first period.
You know what? So much shit happened last night that I forgot that Edmonton took a too many men on ice penalty.
So I have a thought about that one too, which is that a don't be stupid. Like
Yeah.
no one should ever take a too many men on the ice penalty. Kings have done it plenty of times.
Oh,
Don't be
so many
stupid.
times. It frustrates me. I'm like, what the fuck, guys?
The Oilers had 7 men on the ice in a play. It wasn't just like, "Oops, they're too close to the port." No, they were playing. Like, it's so that's a lot of people being stupid.
Yeah.
Rule change.
Okay.
It's a 2 minute for every extra player on the ice. So if you show up if you've got 7 people on the ice now, sorry, it's a 5 on 3. 2 guys are going in the box.
Okay.
Like, it's if you're
But
gonna be that dumb,
how do you put 7 men out there? 7. And how do you not like how do you not pay attention to that there's already like
how are the Panthers not like, "Get your guy?" Like, "I have him. Who the fuck's that guy then?" What?" The rest just skating around like, "Man, there's a lot of white jerseys out here."
it's just McDavid. He's all over the place. That's how fast he is.
I think at one point, like, wasn't he like it was right after he did one of his McDavid things or like tried to?
Maybe. I would have to
If
pull up
yeah,
that moment and see, which I can do.
but they're like, yeah, that's it. I was watching. I'm like, something doesn't look right here. And they're like, yeah, too many men on the ice. I'm like, that's it.
Some but yeah, like that's how much like crazy last night was that I completely forgot about the fact that you had too many men on the ice. What do you mean you take a too many men on the ice?
2 extra players. That's the
Yeah,
you have almost an entire another line on the ice,
yeah.
and they still didn't score. It
Okay, that was okay. It's around here.
was 10 minutes into the first.
Yeah. Wait, 10 minutes into
10:09.
the okay. Oh my gosh. Wait, yeah, I was going the right way. What am I thinking? My brain. Let's see. Okay. So it should be here's that's 12:09. Oh my god, that face from Martian. That was funny. I know he just got hit, but it was just a funny looking face. Of course they started on wait. Now I'm getting lost on the there are so many freaking penalties that I'm freaking losing. Okay, so that was a high stick against Kane. There we go. So there was already they were just on a penalty, like a power play when they took this.
Sounds about right.
So here they go into Edmonton. So there's 4 players right there. Yeah. Okay. So McDavid goes to try to do something. Didn't work out. They turn around. They're still Florida's still on a power play. There is 4 guys right there. 5. Okay, so they go for a line change, it looks like, but not all the guys.
Decide
So
not to
that's
change the lines.
no, someone got off, but two more came on.
Ah,
Yeah, so they just didn't count right.
what a bunch of silly geese.
Yeah, and they just like I don't know if they were not. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what their thought process was, but it was just not. They weren't thinking. They weren't using their brains, but clearly they weren't using their brains last night because, like,
I'm like, they didn't
you,
do that the entire game.
yeah, because then you look at third period and like Skinner gets a delay of a game penalty for puck over the ice, and Janmar gets roughing call, and Frederick gets cross checking, and then a roughing, and Nurse gets a roughing, and another and one for fighting, and then he gets kicked out of the game. So does Frederick and Ethel.
Ekholm got kicked out?
Yeah, so
I thought he was like the one who stayed. I know Nurse went.
Nurse got a misconduct, Frederick got a misconduct, Acombe got a misconduct, Kane got a misconduct, and Kapanen got a misconduct. Those were
I
the
do.
only Oilers that got
I don't
them.
feel bad for Kapanen, but as he was leaving, the Florida fans were
Right.
pouring beer on him. Don't do that.
I,
Don't be those
I
people.
I very much hate the fact that there are fans who do that. That was actually something I did see Oilers fans complaining about last night was the Florida Panthers fans doing that to him. Um,
I saw a lot
he
of Oilers fans who were at the game complaining about Panthers fans. Apparently, Panthers fans are not very nice.
well, neither are you guys. Sorry,
Yeah, they're a
but
little
like,
more respectful.
um,
Like in the building. In the building.
okay,
I'm not talking about
okay.
on Twitter. Yeah,
Or
in the building.
in the building when they threw the beer can at Kopitar.
Was it in their building?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, not all of them. Yeah. Not letting one apple spoil the bunch, but I think they're more respectful of the other fans than.
Yeah, so that was where like there was a bunch of fans last night being like, "Oh, Oilers fans would never do that to a player. They would never pour beer or throw beer at a fan." And it's like, here's this video of you guys doing it to Kopitar last season.
Yeah.
Literally last season.
But when it comes to a majority of like who's nicer, people from Florida or Canadians, like
Canadians are assholes. What are you talking about?
but
Canadians are fucking assholes.
yeah, who's got the reputation? Mr.
Florida.
Nice Guy Canada there, eh? Or
Okay.
Florida man. Yeah.
Okay, but the team is not made up of Florida.
No, the fans are. I'm not saying the team is. The
Okay.
fans are made up of Florida man. That's
Yeah,
why the
it's
new
true.
GTA game is just Florida man footage. Like
But Edmonton, Alberta is the Florida of Canada.
yeah, you're probably not wrong there. It's weird because like it's so far north, but it's the same as our south. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It very much is. It's Florida versus Florida.
That's really funny. Canadian Miami. Yeah.
So much colder there. Yeah, they're the same people, just the different accents.
Like you're gonna piss off half a province. The rest of Calgary's like that fucking A right. Yeah. They are Florida. Yeah. They are the Florida. Fuck them.
I don't care if I'm visiting off Alberta. It's fucking Alberta.
Only half of Alberta.
Yeah, only. I do.
T-shirts made tomorrow with like a Calgary red that just says Edmonton is Florida, eh?
I do not like Calgary though too, but that's my own personal vendetta against the team, and it's not even really the team's fault. So yeah, but no, Edmonton is Florida. It's just in Canada. It's the same fans,
Yeah, basically.
right? The team. See the team is the exact same. They're both dirty, and their fans are both just whatever the fuck they are. Yeah.
Edmontonian there, eh? Yeah.
Uh, this is sounding really stuck up from a
They
Kings
should
fan.
burn effigies of the Oilers owner when he traded Gretzky. Like that's they're not exactly subtle.
No, they're not. So yeah. Yeah, Edmonton, you guys are just as bad as the Florida fans when it comes to treating the players the way you treat the players of other teams. Just saying. Don't fool yourselves.
Oh, I think the worst thing about that game is that we have to wait till Thursday
Yeah,
for the next one.
what is the 2-day gap in
I don't
between?
know. Some of it's bullshit, surrounded by other bullshit. The travel days I get, but like this is still in Florida.
Yeah, they're not going anywhere unless, for some reason Edmonton needs to go fly up to get something and come back real quick.
Like it's like it could be just building dates. Like maybe something was booked or
Yeah.
But I
But
think the buildings are told to hold these time slots open. I'm
and
fairly certain Miami's not, and well, they don't play in the same place, so it doesn't matter. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's stupid. I hate it. I don't want to wait till Thursday. I want game 4 tomorrow night.
yeah, having to wait is ridiculous. But then I think there's only one day in between the travel for them.
Really, it should be.
Yeah, one day.
It's like we're gonna give you the break. We're just gonna put it in the weird place.
Yeah, so they have to go back the 14th. Well, the 13th. Honestly, they're probably leaving after the game on Thursday
And then it's
and
2
try
days in between each one after that.
one. Yeah,
That's stupid.
really is. Yeah,
No,
is.
whatever. It doesn't really matter. They only need 2 more games. Florida's gonna win this. Florida in 5.
Florida's taking it.
God, I hope so.
I don't need like as much as how much fun like game 7 was last season, I don't need another game 7 Stanley Cup face.
At this point, I think it'd be more fun to just have 2 more games of this,
Yeah.
just getting under the Oilers' skin and just
Yeah,
seeing what McDavid can still do. Like, if
because
can they make McDavid act like that?
yes, because
Can he
McDavid
get thrown
already
out?
yes. Oh my god, I would love to see that.
Right?
But I really want him to get thrown out of Kings games.
Well, whatever. Let's just start here. Yeah.
But it was so great. I love Crosby now, but I loved when Crosby got kicked out for the first time ever in a Kings game. It was
I
fun.
think McDavid's gotten kicked out of
Oh,
games
he has.
before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he has. I'm pretty sure he has. Let's
No,
see.
it's
10-minute goal? No, I want 10-minute misconduct. Let's see. I don't know if that actually
Connor
gave
McDavid
me.
suspended 3 games for cross-check to the head.
Oh yeah, see,
Like,
I forgot about that.
I'm
And
like,
that
that
happened this
counts.
season.
Yeah.
That happened this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor McDavid and Tyler Myers received match penalty. So also this
He,
season, just a
yeah.
few days before that. So it's nothing new.
No, it's not because he can do the dirty. He is dirty. What are we talking about? He is a dirty player too. He just has the
Oh yeah, he's
talent.
dirty, but he keeps his composure. He
Yes.
doesn't usually get involved in shit like this.
No, he doesn't. No, he gets pissed off in the locker room and yells at his teammates. That's the difference. He doesn't do it on the ice. He does it in the locker room. I feel like you found an interesting thing.
I just had something popped up. I pulled up a Wikipedia page for something to talk about later,
Okay.
and there was something that just confused me. And yeah, okay, it was the Isabel Cup.
Okay.
Exactly. So, which is a trophy for a defunct women's hockey league.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to be confused with what the hell is the trophy for the PWHL?
It's the Walter Cup.
Walter Cup. There we go. Okay. I'm like, I knew it was something not feminine.
No, because it's not named after a woman at all.
Kinda. It's named after, it's when he presented it was him and his wife. It's our last name. It's this and that. She
Yeah,
was
but
on the ice to,
it's
yeah,
still
no, it's
his
him.
last name. It's not it has nothing to do with his wife. It should have been named after a female athlete or something like that. Like it just yeah.
We do a hard transition. The expansion draft happened in the PWHL.
Yeah, it did. Hillary Knight, Seattle.
I know. Awesome.
I like
Like the
Hillary
only
Knight.
one of the only ones that I really care about.
Yeah. And
And
Sarah
then,
Nurse to Vancouver.
yeah, the good nurse.
Yeah, the good nurse, the better nurse, the more talented
Oh,
nurse.
she was on the cover of an NHL game.
The more accomplished nurse. Yeah, so the two big names of the PWHL, because I would say they're probably the most recognizable
Yeah,
out of all of them. Which that's just how sports
outside of
are.
Canada.
Yeah. But Sarah Nurse and Hillary Knight are on two different teams now. Well, they weren't on the same team
I'm like
together,
they were on
but
two different teams.
yeah, they were still, but like they're on different teams from what they were.
Yes.
Yes.
Two biggest names got picked in an expansion draft, which
Yeah.
not something you would expect to happen, but in a team that or in a league that only has 6 teams, can't really do much about it.
No, you can't. So I was hoping Nurse would go to Seattle, but I'm also happy with Hillary Knight going to Seattle. So like exciting. This just makes me wish there was an LA team, maybe even more, because then that means they would be playing the LA team more, and I would be able to get to see I would get to see them play in person. that's okay. Might have to go take a trip up to Seattle when
You see,
Vancouver's playing there.
they don't have a name yet, do they? They have
No,
colors. They're go
they have colors, but they don't have names,
yeah.
which is what we've kind of tried to speculate on a little bit with Seattle's, but we haven't really thought about Vancouver. But Orcas, maybe it could work.
It kind of ties in well with
The
the
Canucks.
NHL franchise.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd have to get a night jersey.
What I forgot what their color is. Seattle's is close to Seattle NHL, right?
It's no, it's
No?
emerald green.
Okay. Oh, that it's still kind of close to being up there colors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely more green than blue. But if you go to their
Okay, yeah, I see now.
are you on their page, the
Yeah.
team page? Do you see their logo in the top left corner for the PWHL?
Yeah.
Like that's just awesome. I don't even know what it is, but I love it. Like the cross sticks, the W, like it's is that Seattle's thing? Is that the PWHL thing? Like, I
That is
don't know, but
PWHL.
that's a great logo.
Yeah, they have a good one. Let me
They did so
see
much
if I
fun
can
stuff with it.
Vancouver PWHL. If I go pull them up. Yeah, that is the PWHL logo. So they just added the team cities to the top. Um, they that W and with the sticks, it's really cool.
Yeah, like it a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Vancouver is kind of a light blue, not like light blue, but like it's a good blue. Damn, they're both good colors. Shit, makes me think, yeah, what are Kings are gonna be? They're not Kings. The women's team would be in LA. But yeah, the
So
PWHL logo is really cool.
so like I know that these changes happened with Hillary Knight and Sarah Nurse, but when? Because I'm looking at the expansion draft results
Uh huh.
and they're not listed.
They
Oh,
are
this
on
must have
there.
been signed during last week's exclusive signing window,
Yeah,
as opposed to
that's
picked in the expansion draft.
yes. So their expansion draft is different than the NHL's. It's a little bit like there are some PWHL fans who are upset with the way it went because they're like, you just created two, like, yes, there's only a certain amount of women in the league, but they're like, you just created two like juggernaut teams with this expansion, with having them pretty much just being able to pick this many players from different teams that are already existing instead of just going straight from like I don't know what they're expecting, like, but they are a bit upset with the way things went.
I mean, but that's how the first six teams were. It's all
Yeah,
juggernauts. Like
yeah.
here's the best of the best. Like
It's
you
kind
can't
of
bring in two new teams. It's like here you go, take from college. Like that's
yeah, you have to have an established roster for them to ever be any type of contender.
especially when
And
they're at the opposite side of the country of all the other teams.
yeah, because then what you did if you did an expansion like that and had two brand new teams that are completely on the different side of the country or the continent, that it, and you're being like, look, you can only have college women, like
Yeah.
that is you're
Get
just
college and free agents. Like no,
like, yeah, that's not fair. It kind of makes them just the lesser team. The fans are not going to have as much fun getting into the women's hockey league. And like the whole reason that these teams were put in these cities was because there are established women's hockey fans there, and you want to make sure that there are going to go watch a team who has a fighting chance with making it to the playoffs.
yeah.
You're not gonna give them, oh well, here's these women who aren't on a team yet. Here you go. It's not gonna
Here's a
work.
bunch of people you've never heard of. Please buy
Yeah.
season tickets.
Yeah.
Like, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah. No. It just so it it's gonna be fun watching this grow. And it's also good that maybe they broke up the Minnesota Frost team a bit because they won back to back with the first two seasons this
Yeah.
league has existed.
So now let's see if they can do it a third time.
Yeah, and if not, and it is one of like you don't know it's going to be one of these teams that just got new to the league. Maybe Boston will actually win, or like Ottawa, like who was just in it this time. Like there's a maybe a better chance for these other teams to win and not be such a
There's
one
more
team
options for
dominate.
success.
Yes, and I think that is great. I think that that's what you want in a league, and that's how you grow the game, honestly.
But yeah, that's good. So, oh, poor Hillary Knight. She has Tortorella as a coach.
She does. I think she can take him.
Oh, yeah, she'll be fine. Yeah,
She's fine.
she's a grizzled vet. She's not much younger
She
than I
is.
am.
Yeah, she's born in 89.
Yeah,
She's the oldest one on that team.
she's got to be close to the oldest one in the league.
Probably. Let's see. I'm looking at Vancouver's roster. Yeah, she's older than everybody on Vancouver's roster. But the oldest people on Vancouver is 94. They're younger than me still.
Leap then, 91. Yeah, no, everyone's young. God, she's only 34. She's been doing it for so long. But either way, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. More hockey.
Yeah. Now
And they
just
probably will, now that they have these two teams, they probably will do a game down here.
I hope so. I really hope so, especially since the fact that like I know this doesn't have to do with the PWHL or women's hockey at all, but like the Shoresy thing that's happening in the fall
Oh, I'm
at
so going to
at
that. Yeah,
crypto, like I so like that gives me hope that they're going to do more hockey things like doing like a game for the PWHL down here. Like I would be so happy.
well, they've done the women's, what do they call it? Like the rivalry series where USA Canada
Yeah.
at
Yeah, they did.
crypto.com.
Yeah, so
So
that's why
it's you know and
I
I
think
know
they
that the
deserve.
PWHL has done still some travel games. So
Yeah.
having the idea, doing Seattle, Vancouver in LA is not really out of the question, I don't think.
I don't think so either. And which, yeah, this is my beg and plea for a game down in LA because I
It'll be
want
fun.
one. I want one. I would love to see these women play in person. I know I could just probably try to plan a trip up to Seattle or Vancouver, but like,
Probably fairly easy.
yeah, but like, I want you to come down to LA. I love hockey. Hockey is like one of the best things on this planet. Like watching last night's game, I know it's not a normal game, but I was just like, damn, I fucking love hockey. Because what other sport can they just beat the shit out of each other? But like team wise, let me put that point. Let me put that into play. Team
And it
wise,
was just like, yep,
yeah, and everybody's just like, "Yep, this is just part of the game." Like, you don't like, if there's a fight in baseball or football or basketball, like, something
the
has
shut
gone
the game
horribly
down before
wrong.
being right
Yeah, like
ever. Yeah.
yeah, like, it's not good. Like, that's not allowed at all. Which oh, I'm trying to think, was there a baseball game recently where yeah, there was a baseball game recently where a baseball player went to and tried to like go beat up the ump. Yeah. And
I mean, I guess that makes it a little more fun.
and the his teammates had to like like grab him to not do it, and he got free from his teammates arms, and he like tried to bolt towards the ump and to go after him. So like you're not allowed to hit a ref in the NHL. Let's just make sure that's clear. You're not allowed to hit refs in the NHL. But like watching something like that in baseball is crazy. So I don't know how much of in trouble he got in because he didn't hit the ump, but I
You
don't know.
can't do that.
I'm like I don't think he can even threaten the ump. I don't think that's something you're allowed to do. So who knows exactly how that one ended for him. I just remember seeing the clip and being
Probably
like,
not well, would be my
yeah, probably not well. I just remember seeing the clip and being like, I'm like, this is an interesting thing that's happening. I've never seen this happen in baseball, which it probably does happen, but I just don't pay attention to baseball.
yeah, baseball's boring. So
It is. It very much is. Because hockey is better. I want them to
yeah,
have
well,
names. I'm sorry, just I looked at the
I wonder if they'll
teams.
do the first season as just like the other ones. It's kind of like a rite of passage.
No name,
Yeah, everyone else had to do it.
maybe.
You guys got to pay your dues.
Maybe, I don't know. They have to pay their dues even though the most of the players came from teams that had names, and now
Yeah,
they're
but
back
it's
to
not the
being
players that
nameless.
did it. It's the teams, not the players. Got to go through all of it just like everyone else did for the fan base. Like it's all on them. So,
Okay, that's
in
what that
other
is.
little bits of news, TJ
Uh-huh.
Oshie retired.
Yeah, another oldie.
Yeah, 16 years,
Well,
38-year-old. I loved TJ Oshie. I hated him when he was on the Blues. King killer TJ Oshie. But once he
mhm.
got traded or signed, I don't remember. But once he went to Washington, oh my God, he was so much fun to watch. And watching him celebrate the cup, drinking the beers and the t-shirts, like he was such a blast.
Yeah, I know a lot of Washington fans are very sad he's
It's sad that
retired.
he went out the way that he did. You
Yeah,
know, injury. It wasn't him getting to do it on his own. But like he's so awesome. I love so many things about TJ Oshie. The battles that he went through with his father and Alzheimer's and dementia, and being able to share like those moments on the ice with him. And he has his own hockey clothing company where like he makes the neck guards for a lot of players
yeah,
and provides them for a lot of young people. Like he's just a good guy. He seems like one of the few like really good people.
which is huge loss, honestly, to the NHL.
Yeah.
Like having one of those guys in the league is awesome, and I think is a great role model and inspiration for other
When
young
he
men coming in.
Yeah. When he first signed with Washington, there's a clip that went out and made the local news in St. Louis of like a 4-year-old girl who was a massive TJ Oshie fan, and she was in tears, just sobbing hysterically because he wasn't going to be there anymore. And so he sends her a box of, you know, Capitals TJ Oshie gear and a video, and it's just like, oh my God, he's a sweetheart. So and it's sad to see him go.
Yeah,
They need more people like him,
yeah,
especially with the Olympics coming up. Like it's hard to forget 2014 and TJ Sochi and just the back and forth with the shootout against Russia. Like it was awesome. He will be missed. I was hoping that he would come back, but
yeah. I
doesn't look like it's
understand.
going to happen.
I understand wanting to just being like, it's time to go, but it just also it sucks. Hopefully he stays in the community for the NHL in some kind, and whether it's just doing some of the stuff that like helping the guys during practice or working somewhere in the office. I think he would the NHL would benefit from somebody sticking like him sticking around and being still part of things.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's a good guy, and
good guy. Got to keep him around.
yeah, good role model for the young ones.
Speaking of guys not being kept around, Pete DeBoer got
Mm.
fired by Dallas.
Which we knew was going to happen.
We knew it was going to happen. Dallas did him a little dirty though. Like it's hear me out. Should he have been fired? Maybe not. Um, he has a record of a coach who's not going to get fired. Like when you look at everything that he's done, like he's been like the top 3 best coaches of the past, 5 years. The Stars have been consistently one of the best teams in the league since he's been behind the bench. Like he's not the
Yeah,
kind of guy who gets fired. So already you're just like, all right, you probably shouldn't have done that. This whole thing happened what, a week ago, week and a half? So
yeah,
yeah, they had time to make the decision. They probably knew right away that they were going to fire him, but instead they waited until the day after the Bruins hired Marco Sturm,
yeah,
which was the last open coaching job in the league.
yeah,
They're like, there's one job left. Well, just wait. The announcement comes through, it's been filled, then they fire him. That's kind of shitty. Kind of respect it, but
but
like it's a level of petty that like I wasn't expecting to see.
well, and then also, who's left to be hired for Dallas? If you think about it,
I mean,
too.
there's a few more people. Like you can go with the bad guy job, Woodcroft. Like he did a decent job, like coaching McDavid. So that's I don't really know how much work he did, but he doesn't have a job. Boudreaux is still looking, would consider coming back. Like there's the old tread people. Like I can't imagine Dallas going with a new guy, but
That would be kind of shocking if they did.
it would be. Like, there's options out there, so it's but just seeing Pete DeBoer go so unceremoniously, I mean, they shouldn't have done it when they did. It's
It
just
it was
shit.
it was a little dirty, but hey, maybe he'll get a job during the season.
Yeah.
There'll be
Who did the
coaches.
Bruins fire? They can hire the Dallas can hire him. I've already forgotten
I don't
who their
remember.
coach was. Huh.
Oh, I totally did not spell Bruins right. List of Boston Bruins head coaches. Josako.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was the interim, so because they
Before that
fired
was Jim Montgomery. Yeah.
yeah, they fired Montgomery, who went to St. Louis, and he's still there. And there's gonna be a lot of new coaches next season.
Oh yeah.
The Seattle fired what's his name? He can go to Dallas. Not Mike Sullivan. Mike Sullivan got fired from Pittsburgh. The guy who was there before him. Coach Coachella for 2 years. Went coach. Did
List of
not do well.
Seattle Kraken. Dan
Balsamo. That's it.
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna butcher that one.
That's a B, a Y, and an L next to each
Yeah,
other.
and an
Nope.
S. No,
Yeah.
an A and A. Like, yeah, that's a very difficult last name.
Balsma.
Balsma. Now it's Lane Lambert.
Yeah, Lane Lambert went from Islanders head coach to Maple Leafs assistant coach to Kraken head coach. So we'll see. But to be fair, the last Maple Leafs assistant coach to get a head coaching job yesterday won the Jack Adams Award.
Yeah.
With Spencer Carberry of the Washington Capitals. So good for him.
Oh, did you see the Monahan video of him getting?
No, I haven't seen the Monahan video.
Of him getting, oh God, Sean Monahan.
The Masterton Trophy.
Yeah. You didn't see how how it was delivered to him?
No, I've got the video saved of Lane Hudson getting the Calder Trophy.
Goudreau's wife delivered it to him. Yeah.
Like last week, I delivered this baby. Now I'm delivering this trophy. Here
the baby has been delivered for a while.
It's been a while. I feel like it was very recently.
The baby's been born for a little bit. Yeah, he's been around for a bit now, a few months. But yeah, Johnny Gaudreau's wife brought it to him, and yeah, and like had on Monahan's wife like kind of prank him a little bit by telling him that they were doing family picture day, and so
yeah, I kind of like the way they're doing the awards now.
This is so much better than the ceremony.
It's better than the award show. The award show is terrible, which they're still having. Which
can we not? Yeah,
like there's like 3 awards we're not giving out yet. Just do it like this.
Yeah,
this is more fun. Great. People actually give a shit. You're getting good stories.
Yeah, and like Sean Monahan cried. Like, it's great. You want to see that. It's great to show men cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. I've broken the tears like 4 times today. Just watch my kid grocery shop.
It's good to see men be vulnerable. It's good to see them.
Her own little cart. She's dancing in the aisle. She's looking at stuff. And it's like, oh, this is so sweet. I love her. Yeah.
We want to see them cry not only when they lose in the playoffs. We want to see them cry at other times.
Yeah, happy crying.
Yeah.
Happy crying's the best.
No, this way they've been doing it has been so much better, and I the award show's stupid to me. It's so stupid. Like, the players don't even care about the award show. Nobody cares. Nobody watches it.
I can't remember his last name. It's being hosted this year by a big Kings fan though, so that's not changed. Isaiah, Old Spice guy. I want to say Mustafar, but I'm like, that's the Star Wars planet.
Hold on, let me.
He's in the new Alex Cross show.
That was not Kevin. I can't say his last name, but I know who you're talking about. Isaiah.
Yeah.
Mustafa or something like that. Yeah.
That sounds about right. Yeah. Old Spice guy.
I see him at
He's
the
on
games.
a horse. Yeah.
All the time. All the time. He is literally at the games all the time.
Big Kings fan. So.
Oh yeah. Like I literally constantly near him. Because he sits like in the 100s. He's there all the time. Yeah. He is a big Kings fan. Him and Thomas are pretty buddy. Akil Thomas.
Yeah, and he's one of the leads in the new Alex Cross show on Amazon. So I'll start watching that this week.
I didn't know he was in anything. I was just like I always was like, "Oh, that's just Akil's buddy."
Oh, no, yeah, the former, I think he was a Raider for a little while, Oakland Raider,
Literally,
turned
yeah.
actor.
He
Yeah.
was a wide receiver. Wow, I knew nothing. You know more about him than I do.
He was on both the Kings of the Podcast as well as all the Kingsmen.
He went to
They both had him on
Moorpark
there.
College.
Yeah, local guy.
Yeah.
He's
He went to Oh my god, he lived in Oxnard. Are you kidding me? Okay, he's much older than I am, so I'm like, "That's funny." I'm like, if we went, like, past crafts, like, at some point, that would've been really funny. But no, okay. Yeah, he is a local guy. Okay, Seahawks. He was a Seahawks player.
it's just yucks. But yeah,
How
so it's and he's been everything that I've heard him on, he's been personable and fun, and so I
he
don't know
seems
if he
like
can host.
I don't know if he can host. He seems like a fun guy. Like I said, I've seen him around the arena. He did do like the puck drop for Black History Month game.
Yeah.
Like like I've seen him, but I didn't know
Well, and
who he
hosting's not
was
necessarily his choice. You gotta do what the writers say, so
for the NHL.
for the award show, when
Oh,
you get those really bad jokes.
oh yeah, it's just it, that's why I'm like the award show's not fun. I don't like it.
Mm,
Where is it even being held?
Vegas, I think.
Like, still?
Yeah. The award show's always been in Ve is always in Vegas, so
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Still.
the
Well,
players are probably like, "Yeah, no, you're keeping it there. If you're making us go, we're gonna have fun."
they're gonna go party afterwards or
Exactly.
before. Yeah, during,
During, yeah.
during. Yeah, some of them are definitely. They couldn't do drugs during the season, so they're doing them after during the off season.
All of them now. Oh,
Yeah,
excuse me.
we know how it goes. We've had some offenders on the team.
Yeah. Let's take the drugs to Vegas. Like, stop. Put them in your pocket. Like, wait till you get inside. There's other people there with them.
Yeah,
You're a millionaire. Do better.
yeah, yeah. Dum dums. But yet we still love those guys. That's the
Hell
funny
yeah.
thing. We're like the ones that got into trouble. We're like, yeah, but we still love them very much.
Absolutely.
They won us our cups, okay?
That's the problem. They're celebrating the cups.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think those are really like there's not too much else going on in the NHL. The combine week is over. Kings still haven't done anything with contracts. So seems like maybe
Seems like the draft.
we're gonna maybe let go.
Draft is the next deadline. Then after that, free agency. We'll see.
Yeah.
Which will be fun.
And draft is later this month.
Yes.
It's gonna come up fast. It's less than a month away from free agency. And if there's not signings before that or trades, free agency is gonna be a lot of fun with all the names that are up for grabs.
Have fun and or terrifying. It's
Yeah,
a little of both.
yeah. We got some time before that.
Yeah.
Gosh, hockey never stops, even in the off season. Yeah. Hopefully we get still some really fun games for the next few for the cup though, and hopefully it's not Edmonton winning it.
Better not. No.
Because yeah, but next time we record, there's a good chance.
It could all be over.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed.
yeah.
Not really, but also kind of.
Let's see, what was the schedule again? So they play
Like
Thursday
Saturday.
and then they play Saturday. Oh, they should play on Father's Day.
Yeah,
Maybe
that'd be nice.
that's
But
just because I think that would be a fun Father's Day.
just sent all the dads out. No.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a good chance it could be over by the time we record again. If not, then I guess it's going to be an interesting series. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm
I
good.
got nothing else. That's it.
Cool. Well, go Panthers. That feels
Panthers
gross.
in 5. Yeah.
I can buy people.